Linkin Park have brought an end to the perpetual state of edging that they have left their fans in since last week, when they alluded to something dropping, which was, now we know, a new vocalist reveal and a new song and the announcement of a tour and a new album coming up. And I guess the main talking point is the new vocalist. She was revealed last night, which is huge, humongous, huge shoes to be filled. Emily Armstrong was the reveal. They did release a new song yesterday as well, which I've heard in the live performance. I've seen like most of that video. I kind of like skipped through it in parts, and you know, I watched other people's reactions to the live performance. But the one thing that I've taken away from that is, despite my on the fence feelings about the entire thing, which we'll touch on at the end of the video, the song that they released, even though I've only heard the live performance, has already been stuck in my head. Like, I've been singing it on the way to here. It's been in my head. I haven't listened to it in studio format, so I'm really looking forward to sitting down and reacting to it. Now, I believe the music video has been blocked already, so I'll probably just blur that out or just not even show it at all. But I'm just interested to hear the song, because regardless of what I think about the idea of Emily performing the old Linkin Park songs in like a live environment, and I think it just, I'll talk about that a little bit more detail at the end, like I said. Regardless of what I think about that, if they can manage to pull off new music that is really enjoyable, then quite frankly, I don't really care. You know, as long as it's a new direction and it's fun, I'm down. Am I still going to treat them as like Linkin Park? Yes, they are going under the name Linkin Park, but it's just, I seen a really like nice comment that someone left on a video where they said that Chester was the soul of Linkin Park and Mike Shinoda is the heart. So I guess the heart still lives on, but for me, without Chester, the soul of Linkin Park isn't really there. So trying to, I guess, recreate that with a new vocalist, as amazing as Emily seemingly is from her performances and her voice and her ability to kind of match the tonalities and some of the nuance to Chester's voice, it's just never going to be Chester. And I don't think that's a problem to say. I made a bit of a joke about it, like a complete joke, but people just seemingly can't really take jokes anymore. I get it's an emotional time for everyone, but I posted on my Instagram and said that Linkin Park have become a cover band of Linkin Park. Now, obviously that was me watching Emily perform the older Linkin Park songs, and although she did a great job, and like I said, she really like matches a lot of Chester's tones, it's just still not Chester. So to me, it just sounds like someone else covering Linkin Park, even though it's still Linkin Park the band. Mike Shinoda's on stage, I get it, but like I said, Chester was the fucking soul of the band, so without him there, it will always feel like no one can do the songs justice, and henceforth it just feels like them covering themselves, which of course, take that with a pinch of salt. I don't actually think Linkin Park have now become a cover band of their own band. It was just mainly a point to get across, a way to get my point across, that the soul of the band isn't there without Chester. But like I said, if they still make good music, I'm down. And from what I've heard from the new song, and I'm going to check it out now in the studio version, it sounds like they still have some very fucking catchy choruses and they can still write a good song. So we're going to listen to the song and then I'll come back, elaborate on some more points, and we'll have a chat about it. So let's go.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view.
I'm watching the video, not sure if it will be on screen because copyright blocks and stuff, so
just like you always do, just like you always do.
Mike is painting a picture here.
Already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you are.
Oh, I love the melody. I love it.
Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
Yeah, still very Linkin Park. All the chord choices, great energy. Yeah, it does sound great. Great bounce to it. Drummond's lovely. This is so weird, man. This is a Linkin Park song. This is what I mean. It's like, it's great. Oh, chills. Fuck.
I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part. Let you cut me open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am.
That is such a good chorus. The video still feels very Linkin Park as well. The like atoms that all of the individuals are made up of. Just feels nostalgic, but also looks really modern as well. Okay. So I'm glad I listened to that. I honestly was going to stay away from this whole debacle, this whole thing. I haven't really covered it up until this point because it's been a weird time, man, because obviously people are like very emotional about the situation. I don't carry the exact same emotions as a lot of like the diehard long-term fans, but I completely understand why people are emotional about it. But for me personally, and if I'm being completely honest about the whole situation, seeing them perform last night was obviously a little bit odd, you know, without Chester. This is not like a knock on Emily in any way, shape or form. There wouldn't have been a vocalist on earth that I think would have made me really change my mind about this. Chester is still the soul of this band, in my opinion. I can't get that comment that I seen out of my head yesterday, where like Mike is the heart of the band and Chester is the soul, and that's just not going to change. Like, to me, the soul is the soul, and Chester, the frontman. Obviously there's situations where bands lose like a bassist or a drummer or a guitarist, and yes, they are replaced, but I think when it's the lead singer of a band, the frontman, such a charismatic frontman as well, and obviously the tragic ending to Chester's life, there's something that just feels very odd about it. And obviously there's going to be a readjustment period when there is a new vocalist, and like let's just call it how it is. It's a completely different gender. Like, the gender is different, so by default it's already such a massive change. Like, obviously if it was a male vocalist, I feel like this can get you cancelled for saying this, but like, this is just a fact in my eyes. Can this stop interfering? If it works both ways as well, because if you were to replace Courtney LaPlante with a different vocalist that is male, it would be the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's not just like, oh, it's a woman replacing Chester. No, it's just such a big gap now. She does a fucking unbelievable job at mimicking and doing her best to replace Chester in the live performances that I've seen. But again, it's never going to be Chester. Now, going forward, this is where I think we should really focus on, because nothing we can say is going to stop this. Linkin Park are back under the name Linkin Park. I'm split on this one a little bit, but I see it from the two angles. It's like, obviously from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense for the band that currently exists plus Emily to create a new band and start from scratch, because from a business standpoint, why would you not make the most of the already huge fan base that you have with Linkin Park? Why would you not do that? Like, from a business standpoint, of course, starting it fresh under a new name just doesn't have the same appeal. I just think from the other perspective as well, it just feels like that should have been the play in terms of like the overall future scope. I get people will disagree with that. I completely understand. And again, it's an emotional time, and I'm more than happy to see other people's opinions, because this is just how I feel at the moment. I'm definitely excited for more new music, because this song, if we just take your brain away from the fact that it's Linkin Park, is a fucking sick song. I love this song. It sounds fucking incredible. She sounds amazing. It's just that adjustment period for me. Like, this is now Linkin Park. It's so different and it's so weird. This song makes me excited about an album. It's just the idea that it's not under like a different band, because this doesn't feel like that much like Linkin Park for me. Yes, obviously the band is still there, and obviously, like I mentioned, the heart of the band is still there with Mike Shinoda. But But the soul of Linkin Park, in my opinion, is still with Chester. I guess we'll see what happens with the album drop. Going to see Linkin Park live with Emily, with all due respect to Emily, it doesn't have the same appeal to me because it's missing Chester. It's the soul of the band is gone. That's where it kind of feels like it's a cover band, because I didn't know who Emily was until yesterday. So I've had no time to kind of like build up any rapport with her and like get to know her like on a personal level. Not that I knew Chester on a personal level, I'm not trying to say that, but like, you know, you get to love these artists outside of the art they make, and you kind of resonate with them as a person, and you can understand them from certain perspectives. Emily, I found out who she was yesterday, so like there's no appeal for me to go and see her in concert. Obviously it will be a huge thing for Linkin Park to get back together, and they'll sell out everywhere they go because obviously it's just a big name and it's a big thing. But to me, you're not really going to see Linkin Park, you know? That's just how I see it. Anyone have any different takes? I'd love to know them in the comments. That's all for me, guys. Let me know what you think. I fucking love the song though. I think it's a great song, but just the whole thing is it's a weird one. But yeah, there are my thoughts, lads. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like in the video, much appreciated. I'll see yous in the next one. Cheers.